Breaking news out of Placer County. 16-year-old Kiely Rodni.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodni. Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodni is
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodni.
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 Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie Maya Rodni.
Kylie Rodni.
Kylie.
Kylie.
Kylie Rodney.
What is up, y'all? I wasn't gonna go live, and then I was like, you know what, I should, because after working on all of these flight paths, which include Trinity Bacchus and Dante de la Torre, my mind is really blown. I did 3D animate them all, but I just want to show you for comparison these flight paths. And then I'm also going to add like the overlay of what I've added of Cal Topo, and I have been slacking on adding the 911 call logs. I will also add those as an overlay. Daniel, thank you for being here. Brandy, thank you for being here, honey. But this flight path right here that I'm sharing on the screen, which let me swap between full screen and this. So the flight path that you're seeing right here on your screen, this is Dante de la Torre's 2 flight paths from December 8th. And you'll see where they started out both in... See, and this is what's crazy, is this N57B is from a private base. Well, it used to be a Air Force base, I do believe. But it's now McClellan Park, which is a privately owned air park. We'll just call it that. But this N57B, this is the all-be-all of all aircraft that do the searches. This is actually an airplane, not a helicopter. Hi, White Rain. How you doing, honey? But the N57B is... The more I look up this aircraft, what it's equipped with, I understand why they use it in the searches that they do, because it's a phenomenal craft. But you'll see here where they came up through Auburn, and then the N911WL, which is used between all 3 cases, takes off from Auburn, and this is the search for Dante de la Torre, which is crazy that they didn't find his car and him till a day later. If he was at Gold Run, which I want to make mention of this. Let me see if I can lighten this, or at least fade these tracks so you... Oh, actually, I know what I could do. How can I take these off? Just give me 1 second. I don't want to take that off. I want to take the altitude extensions off. Okay, let me take that off. Let me take the altitude extension off of this. And this will give you an idea. This is what blows my mind. Like, they literally went over where his car was parked. X marks the spot. So if I'm not mistaken, this is where you pull through. Yeah, they should have seen his car because his car was parked right here. They should have had no problem seeing his car. Anyway, so this is Dante's which is just, this fucking blows my mind. It gets crazier and crazier, y'all. So this is Dante's. I'm gonna add on Trinity's, which this right here is Trinity's. I'll take off Dante's. This is Trinity's search. And you will also see where they use the N57B, as well as 2 flights from the N911WL. Could be 3. Yeah, it's 3. 3 flights on November 10th from the N911WL and 1 flight from the N57B. And this is... you'll see what I'm getting to in a second. So let me take all 4 of these. I don't want to combine these. I'll do it one by one if I have to. I'm going to take the altitude off. So pretty much what I've done is I didn't alter these flight paths in any way, shape, or form. All I've simply done is went to the FAA website. I put in each airplane's tail number, and it then gave me the hex number where I could then put it into this flight path website that documents everything that has a transponder on at the time of the flight. So that is how I got all of these flight paths. Was just simply taking that hex number of the airplane, putting it into this website, and it gave me all of the flight paths that you're seeing now. And then I just downloaded all of the KML files, and I just inserted them into Google Earth Pro, and I let it map out everything, all of the transponders recordings, and this is what you have, including all of their times and all of their altitudes. We'll get to the insane stuff here in a minute. All right, let me take this one off too. Altitude, extend to ground. Okay, so this gives you an idea how extensively they also searched for Trinity Bacchus. Here is Rough and Ready. And right in here is, what the hell is it called? It's not Grass Valley. Grass Valley's over here. What the hell is it called? North Penn Valley, but it's not. What the hell is it called? What's the area she was from? It's above Rough and Ready. I know that. Not French Corral. What the hell is this area called? Not Bridgeport. I don't know why it's not telling me the name of this town. I always forget the name of this town. Anybody. Yeah, it is. Very cool pattern. All right, so I just want to show you the comparison between all of these flights. You guys are just going to be like, holy shit. Okay, so, again. Why is it not? Oh, I gotta, let me move this up so it shows it all. This is Dante's flight path. This is, come on, add it, man. I don't know why this is doing this. This is Trinity's flight path. Y'all ready to see the flight paths from August 6th, 2022 until August 12th? It's a week. Y'all ready? Give it a minute because it's got to add it to it. And then I got to move this bar. Y'all ready to see Kiely's flight path in comparison to these two? That is, I'll take off theirs. This is the flight path of Kiely Rodni. And I know from far away, it might not seem like a whole hell of a lot. But when you actually zoom in between Tahoe up through the, what would you call them, ski resorts and stuff. Here is Donner Lake. It's a very, very extensive search. Clear up to, I mean, there's not a stone left unturned. This is Truckee, Prosser, and Boca. What you're seeing right here on your screen. This is Hobart Mills. This is Prosser. This is Boca right here. And this is Truckee down in here. No, Truckee's down in here, my bad. This is Truckee. Gives you an idea, okay? So what I need to do is make sure all of these elevations are turned off here. And then we are going to sit and watch all of these. Well, I can't say all of them because this one flight is literally 4 hours long. All right, so this one isn't extended to the ground. I'm just going to go through all the altitudes. I'm going to take the altitude heights off. That way when we watch these, that means it's just less that's in our way. I'm going to take all these altitude heights off real quick. I mean, they really searched for this girl. So we got a flight path August 6th, August 7th, 2 from August 8th, 4 from August 9th, 2 on August 10th, 2 on August 11th, and 2 on August 12th. I also downloaded the flight paths that were listed for these aircrafts from August 15th. They don't go anywhere near Prosser or any of the search stuff. They are more down towards like Olympic Valley, so I don't know if that has anything to do with Kiely. Then there's another flight on August 17th. I think that has more to do with maybe Yuba City because it's closer to the Yuba City area. And then it's really odd what goes on with the flight path of August 21st. It's almost like they documented with the transponder on of them leaving Auburn and going to Truckee, but there's like a 3-hour window of flight that there's no transponder that was turned on. So I really don't know what's going on there. Let me continue taking all of these elevations off. Thank you everybody for being here. I promise you we're going to get to some good stuff. Because this one flight from August 12th made me nauseous as shit. And if you know, you know. And if you don't know, just go watch my 300 Club video. That's all I can say about that. All right. This is taking 10 more years. But this is today, so today I didn't get to really spend any time in the garden because it was pretty chilly. It didn't get very much above 50 degrees here today. And then as it was getting dark, I had to hurry up and put frost cloths and sheets and stuff. It took me hours to do. But what I couldn't get inside, I had to cover because it is about to drop to 38 degrees with a frost advisory until 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm praying for my garden right now. I hope all my little babies are okay. We had chats today. I promised them that I would get them planted in the ground if they just survive tonight. And then I'm going to give them lots of extra love and give them some food as well. I have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of plants. And I mean it when I say that. That's where I've been. Just in one small area of one of my, I don't know how many beds I have now. I went from like having 3 beds to I think I have 9 now. Yeah, frost. I'm pissed. I'm really pissed. I'm really pissed at Mother Nature right now. I don't know why she got to do this to me, but she is. We are getting a cold front. Which one did I miss? I missed one. Did I really miss one? I did. All right, I got to go back through these, y'all. I'm so sorry. One of these is still extended to the ground. What flight is this? What flight is this? N57B. This one right here. It has to be this one or the other one. It's that one. I think that's the only one I got to take off here. Yep. All right. So let's double check to make sure that they're all the elevations removed from these. Okay, so yesterday I spent the majority of the live focusing on the August 6th flight path. I know we didn't do it in 3D. If you guys want me to play it on a super fast speed that might make us nauseous, put a 1 in chat. If you want me to just skip to August 7th, since we kind of really didn't spend a whole lot of time on the August 7th flight path, you want me to skip the 6th and just move on to the 7th, put a 2 in chat, and I will do whatever we have the most votes for. And while y'all put your votes in chat, I'm going to get a little smoke sesh going on. I'm get in the vibe of watching this shit. Man, I want them 90s. I really can't be mad, Jade. It's crazy. It's going to hit 38 tonight. Possibility of going down to freezing, which I'm really, really concerned right now. Because if that happens, I don't think the sheets are going to protect what plants I covered. And if that's the case, I'm going to lose over half of my garden. And if that happens, I just don't know. Thank goodness I got some backups. For every like dozen of things I planted like 3 or 4 backups just in case. Because you never know what's going to happen until May 20th. Come on, y'all, get your numbers in chat. If you want me to play the 3D version of the August 6th flight, put a 1 in chat. If you want me to skip it since we focused on it yesterday, put a 2 in chat. And if nobody votes, then I'm just going to skip it. So if you really, really, really want to watch... Well, no, because the first one is important, so I'm just going to play it. So I'm going to unmark all of these flights. Oh, wait. While these flights are on, I want you guys to see... I'm going to zoom in a tiny bit. I want you to see the comparison between the flight paths and the Cal Topo searches. Because it's insane to me... If you look in these areas, like the Tahoe areas, how people searched exactly where like flight paths were. This is an insane search for Kiely Rodni. Absolutely insane. What's even more insane is the search in Reno as well. But what I really need to do is put the 911 call logs in here, because I know I remember calls going in between August 8th and August 12th, all along this part of Lake Tahoe. I remember the ones from Kings Beach, and it really stuck out to me when I was watching this flight path. All right, y'all. Okay, let's get this. So, yeah, that's all the searchers. And I'm going to take all these off just so you guys get an idea of the Cal Topo in comparison to just the first flight path. All the yellow that you see is the searchers that documented looking for Kiely. This doesn't include the ones that weren't documented. I had me some coffee ice cream. Yesterday, I made Phoenix and I strawberry shortcakes. Man, them shits was smacking. They was smacking. They was good as hell. All right, we're going to start with this first flight, which this first flight, again, this is from yesterday. It starts off at the Auburn airport, and I am just going to, when I go to play this, it better not play it backwards. What is going on? Hold up. Stop. Go here. Play, you bitch. And then so we really get an idea of where, actually, let me go to tools. Let me go to options. So basically when their base height when they're doing these searches is approximately 350 feet. So let me do one thing, and I super apologize for anybody's Alexas that's about to go off. Mute me for 1 second or turn me down or whatever. Alexa, how many meters are in 350 feet?
350 feet is about 106.7 meters.
Okay, so that's 106 meters. I'm not going to put 106 in here because I have a feeling we're going to hit a mountainside. So to play it safe, I'm going to do this from 250 meters. Y'all keep in mind that these flights are much lower to the ground than what I'm about to show you. I'm just doing this so you can get an idea of the actual area that we're in, because not everybody is familiar with the Truckee region, the Tahoe region, so it'll be twice the length away from the ground, just to give you an idea of. All right, let's do this. Y'all ready? Let's go on a flight. This first part of the flight, I'm going to fast forward. And if you notice this little arrow right here, I was nice enough to put a translucent one, and then every once in a while you'll see a red line appear. That's the flight path. Just to give you an idea of what's going on here. I'm definitely going to make this flight go a lot faster in this beginning part because this shit takes 10 years. Do you guys want me to add a little bit of a tilt to this? Because I can. Actually, I'm just going to do it. Options. Okay, so camera tilt. Let's tilt this to 45 degrees. Let's see what that looks like. And try that again. Sorry, I wasn't prepared to actually go live. Yeah, that's better. So this would be more of an angle if you're looking down from a glass cockpit. You would more or less see this angle than the other angle that I was showing y'all. All right, let's go. Let's get this on the road. And we're leaving Auburn Airport. We're flying over the I-80, Interstate 80, and flying towards Donner. This is where I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to let it play in more of a real time. I think we're just passing like the Soda Springs area. Right here on your right-hand side. Let me make this a full screen so that everybody can see it and enjoy it. Right on the right-hand side of your screen in this corner, you'll see we get closer to Interstate 80. This was the path that I was trying to show you guys yesterday, but it doesn't do it any justice until you actually do the flight path in 3D. I am so thankful, so thankful for Stacia for sending me that one link, because that one link enabled me to get all of the flight paths that transponders were on. She absolutely deserves justice, yes. Kiely, Trinity, and Dante, they deserve truth. I would like justice to come for people like Anna Scott out of Reno, Daniel Gallardo, Michael Shane Younger. There's so many of them. There literally is. So many of them. We're right over Interstate 80 right now. And then if you notice right here that there's this little side road, and then all of the sudden, well, you're really not going to see it too much. These railroad tracks over here, they disappear and they go into the mountain, and then it pops back out, and that's where, like, Donner Pass area is. I think this is the flight that flies slightly over Donner briefly, but it cuts through over, like, the Donner, rich people estates there, the golf course, and then goes past Alder Hill, and then this flight, just, it floors me. And this flight right here, if there's any flight that I can get released from a FOIA, this one, in my opinion, is the most critical. Simply because there's the tunnel. See here, let me stop it for a second. See right here, this tunnel starts appearing, or this railroad tracks start appearing. It's because it comes out. Can you imagine living in those houses and hearing a train underneath your home? I would not want to live in this home right here, where this train comes out of this fucking tunnel. Nah, dude. Anyway, Prosser. What was I saying? I was saying something about Prosser. I don't even remember. I'll remember once we get there. I brought her up in one of my groups the other day on Facebook. I hope some people came here. Many people had their opinion. I did get 5 new subscribers overnight, so it's a possibility. But I also know, like, people like Uncle Will, which I thank him, and Rich Newbuck, he keeps shouting my channel out. Much appreciated, y'all. Oh, the importance of this flight path. I want to see tire tracks going into this fucking water. I don't even necessarily need to see a car in water. I just want to see tire tracks. There would be tire tracks. There would definitely be tire tracks. All right, we're going a little faster. This is way too slow for me. Thank you, Jade. I know our Team Up Church, man, he's a member for 19 months. I appreciate you. Thank you. I literally make like $20 a month on this channel. And then I have to wait like 5 months. But it's okay. It's all right. I'm not here for profit anyway. Now, again, keep in mind, y'all, that this flight path is way, like, the height that we're at, the altitude, the elevation, whatever you want to call it, that we're at is actually much lower. Much, much lower. I'm about to get stoned as shit. Speculate with y'all and pay attention. I really, like, I haven't got to see, like, the full flights because I knew these were going to take forever long. Like, the one I saw was, like, I think it was, like, 4 hours long. So it's a long flight. And then another thing that I did was I converted some of them, not all of them, from that Z time over to PST or PDT, whatever you want to call it. All right, we're going to make this flight go a little faster until we get at least into the Donner area. And then I'll play it close to real time. Technically, I'm going to times it by 3 because it's still slow in 1 time. Every once in a while, I'll slow it down to 1 time so you guys can see how slow they actually did fly over and how many times they flew over specific regions. For anybody that did not read my note from last night's live, those gray dashes, how it goes from a yellow or a red flight path. All right, I'm going to pause this right here. How it goes from a yellow or a red flight path with the dashes in it does not mean that the transponder is turned off. What it means is that their altitude, their elevation, their whatever you want to call it, they're so low to the ground that any information that's being transponded in them dashes is actually going to a ground unit, but the flight transponder is connecting the dots between the dashes, just to kind of give you an idea, yeah. But yeah, these flights are, like, some of these areas, they're super fucking low to the ground. Like, they would see people walking. They would see a car in water. They would see marks going into water. And then when you think about all of the stuff that came out on YouTube, at what time it came out on YouTube, what was said, by who, and then you think about the days of these flight paths, what tips were given, what locals were saying, you can tell that law enforcement was listening to these tips. All right, this needs to go a little bit faster. Come on. Slow ass shit. Once we get near Donner Lake, I'm definitely going to slow this down, though. All right, let's get over this mountain. I think this is Donner Mountain. I could be wrong. It's going to be a little blurry for a second, y'all, because I have this going on at fast speed. I'm sorry for anybody that's getting nauseous right now. Just shut your eyes till I tell you to open them. Let's just get over this mountain right here. I do think this is Donner, though. And then we come in off this. I think this is the Truckee River that we're following currently. I could be wrong on that, too. Come on, man. All right, we're going to go a little faster. I'm so sorry if anybody's getting squeamish. I know it's a little blurry. Just shut your eyes. Ugh. It's making me nauseous watching it. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna pause it. Let's get back to normal. Okay, so now we are flying over, I think it's Donner Estates. Yeah, we are. I'm pretty sure, because they're flying across, I think, the Donner Estates towards 89, if I'm not mistaken. We'll find out here in a second. Yeah, because I think Alder Creek would be to our right. Is them railroad tracks, or is that's railroad tracks? Okay. We're not there yet. Oh my goodness, man, this is taking 10 years. Let's fast forward. I'm so sorry. 10 years later. I didn't promise that I'd have my shit together tonight, but at least we're getting this. Okay, here we are. Here is Donner. Right here is Donner Lake. Pay very close attention. If you know, you know. Just pay very close attention to this flight path. Y'all ready? I'm going to play it in real time. I'm going to let it go by real slow. Might take a minute. I'll give you a little hint. Think of the person. That was parked next to Kiely. As we're going over this area. I gotta make it a little bit faster. This is real time, y'all. Like, this is their real time flight right here. Just to give you an idea. I just can't do it. I cannot. It's too slow for me. So we'll go 3 times speed, okay? Is this okay with everybody? Nobody's feeling woozy? If it's too fast, let me know, and I will slow it down 1, and we'll go 2 times. Now we're cutting across from Donner, and we're heading towards Alder Hill. But first, we are going to pass over the very bottom corner of them Donner Estates, where the golf course, and a friend. I don't know if she resides there still. I'm pretty sure she don't. Because you have to understand, all these people that were at this party are of age. They've been of age for a hot minute. Even poor Kiely. Oh my goodness. You guys are going to be 6 of 3 flights by the end of the weekend. Welcome to Squirrel Squad, Brandy. Hope you like your badge of D's notes. All right, so right here is Prosser Lakeside Estates. Now I'm going to start playing this in real time. Understand, when they get to Prosser, focus on the very first place that they take. Major focus 2. So here we're coming into Prosser. We're about ready to pass over Oil Pan Hill, which is right here. That's that area that's like got the reddish sand on it. Here is Prosser Point, where they allege Kiely either drove this way or this way straight into the water. Here is where old Zanime kayaked. Over here, she walked up this trail over here and did a little loop through. Right here is the campground, okay? When I initially saw the site, I'm just going to back up for a second, okay? Their first focus is Prosser Family Campground. What's crazy to me, and when I got to this point, what flashed in front of my eyes was 1:47 a.m., August 6th, the night that Kiely allegedly drove into this water. Is what they're claiming happened. But at 1:47 a.m., something happens right here in this section of road. Okay? Then I can't help but to think about the first place that the FBI wanted to scope out was this area right here, campsites 4 and 5, which you can see through CNY. She has the texts and information with Kim. There's a park ranger that quit from Boca, with redactions of witness statements about people with guns, a guy acting weird at the dumpsters, which are up here. I'm just going to hit play. Let's go. I'm going to let this play in real time. This is the concrete pad that AWP was met the morning that they showed up to go here at 6 o'clock in the morning with that hot air balloon ride. I gotta play this faster, y'all. I just can't. I can't do it that slow. Just know that this is 2 times speed, okay? For people to think, because you have to understand, the first 48 hours are most crucial. And when you look at these flights in the first 48 hours of her being reported missing, and friends not friends alleging that she was fucked up at this party, Ronnie and his 2 cousins that were never fully interrogated, which just absolutely, like, absolutely blows my fucking mind. Like, they didn't drop the ball with the search aspect of things. They did, however, drop the ball in so many other areas, like proper investigation, not allowing non-deputized, citizens, possible prime suspects, people that have more information. You're letting them run this investigation, and you wonder where it went wrong. I don't know. I'm just an onlooker looking from the outside, and what I see is a cover-up. And I know a lot of people see it too. And then when you look at the scope of the search, I really need them to release this flight. I don't care what sections of it is. I would prefer it to be the focus over. All right, I gotta play this faster, y'all. I can't do it. It's driving me nuts. I've been watching this for the most part of today, like these flight paths, and putting them in order. Okay, you see where they're focusing on? But you have, and this is what's crazy, is like, if you take any of the witness statements that were allegedly at this party, none of them, none of their stories go together. Like, they all contradict each other, and I know y'all know this as well. But for those that are either new to Kiely Rodni's case, that weren't there from the beginning, that a lot of things got swept under the rug, a lot of information isn't even there anymore. I just want you to forget about it, and I can't. I'm sorry, I cannot. Like, this case really fucking opened my eyes to the corruption and the sickness. And it really made me start being interested in, like, politics and Silicon Valley and trafficking. Like, there is so much that Kiely Rodni has opened my eyes up to, that the least that I can do until a proper investigation is done, until another coroner looks at this fucking report that's signed off with blue ink. Like, there are so many different ways that they could go about investigating this case properly. And what I would like to see is a district attorney or somebody with that type of authority to open, I don't care if it's 20, 50, 100 of these cases, with attachments to specific people. Like, for instance, these autopsies that Gregory Reber has performed on all these weird, suspicious cases, take a look at them all. Tell me if you see the same pattern of, well, why does that say that? And you just didn't, like, you didn't do no homework. You didn't, there's no exclusion done on these autopsies. Like, things are overlooked. And then there's just certain specific officers and their duties and the cases that they've partook in. I don't know, finances of certain people. Because we know, we are fully aware at this point in even politics that the corruption is being exposed, and it needs to be. And then I can't help but to think about what Doug told Ryan. And I only know this because Ryan told me directly. Man, they're really, 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 really looking for this girl. If you think about it, just this first flight, this is exactly what should have happened. Based upon what these teens and their parents that want them to shh about it, to not get involved, to find some honor in silence. I don't know, just so much about this case that will forever stick out for me. Absolutely, Jade. Oh, hi, Bite Me. How you doing, honey? It's good to see you. I see a Mega. I see an Anna Bean. Yeah, I love you so much. I'm so sorry that it's been such a hot minute since I've gone live, but I've been enjoying my garden, even though it makes my hands scream every day. That's another reason why I didn't do much of shit today. That's why I'm just kind of sitting here with my camera off. Because, like, I have to have my... I can talk to y'all. I just don't want to have... Here, I'll even move my mouse off the screen. I don't want to have my hand on this mouse too much. Because my arm is hurting really bad from my elbow out my fingertips. Okay, so... And I also realized what flight path was given to me. And it just ain't cutting it. I see what y'all did to me. You pull a little fast one on it. Thought, oh, if I just give you this one, never mind. Look, the one flight videos that we got through the FOIAs, they're pointless, y'all. Like, that's the thing. It's like the most pointless one is the one we got. This one right here, though, man, I'm real interested in it. I want to see how much they decline. And if any of this shit winds up costing more than, like, a few bucks, I might do donations to get FOIAs on stuff. Because, man, they're really hyper-focused on this campground. You feel me? Campground 405. 1:47 a.m. And I'm just curious, in any of this footage that they recorded this entire first flight, man, I'm just curious about some tire tracks, you know? Like mud ruts, or there should be some sort of very fresh, we've all seen from the beginning, and I keep pointing it out. You can even see it. This is the 2025 footage via the Airbus. How often these teens and young adults go out to Prosser with their big lifted trucks with their specialty lights. Back in my day, it was Casey's were like super fucking fab. My brother used to take us out doing Baja, and we'd hang off the rungs or hold on to straps in the back of his fucking Baja, and he'd go over Fucking sand dunes in the desert. Shit was good as hell. That's why my whole body's fucked up. I did some really dumb shit. We used to do roof jumping. We used to jump off roofs like dumbasses. Wonder why my knees are all blown out and shit. I used to skateboard. I blew my knees out. I fucked my ACL up a few times. Man, this flight path, though. Like, no stone was left unturned based upon what everybody is saying. Lindsay's saying she texted her, asked her for a little extended curfew, which is, that's where it becomes really suspicious to me, is prove to me that that was Kiely Rodni texting. I would love to know what these other kids' phones were doing. Were they around Kiely when, and then like, where are the statements from these other friends that were allegedly in this car with old Scammy? I feel like something happened at Prosser Family Campground. I think some shit took place at the sanctuary. Could have been planning, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know the details of that night. But old Sammy Smith says it was scary. It was really scary. When the men showed up, you know? I'm just curious, when the men showed up, did someone hand her off? Or were they bringing her there? Like, what happened? What happened? Why does nobody want to talk about it? And then the craziest thing is you got people that want to over talk about it that are just distracting you from what's in front of you, the actual, real information. And it took me a minute. My little break away from the YouTubes. Was a good, nice refresher. I want to focus on the real information, you know? I don't want no hearsay. Because it's really important in a court of law to have the witnesses, their names, their statements, the data, which you can clearly tell on just the first like 2 and 3 flights. They really needed to find Kiely's phone, you know? But the thing of it is they already had the data. They knew where she was August 1st. They knew where she was August 4th. They knew where she was August 5th. Like, my question is, does the data say that her phone was thrown in the water at 12:33? Because that's what's just, it's crazy to me that the person that was at the roadside assistance call made sure to tell him, this was crazy to me, y'all. It's just shit that I ponder on. She made sure, like, this is what's crazy. She made sure to tell him that her phone was broken. Didn't she say it was like out of service or whatever? So they used the dude's phone, which ties him to this call, you see. And what I'm really interested in from law enforcement is for them to make a statement on, I don't know, who made that call? Like, you're not telling me that they don't know what that call was about? That's why that whole encounter just poofed. That's why it didn't exist. That's why he didn't work there no more. So I hate the thing, and I don't like using this word. Like, the one thing that I hate in life, or 2 things I hate, is corruption and fucking liars. And if I'm wrong on something, I do try to correct it, you know? What I'm not gonna do is delete videos or mark them private. Because I don't really have nothing to hide. I'm not doing nothing wrong by looking a little deeper at something that I just something wrong. Something wrong. This is insane to me, y'all. Just to give you an idea, I'm going to pause this. I'm going to zoom this out, and I'm going to show you where we are. If you see the translucent stuff, that's still more flight path, okay? This is what we've done so far. Okay? You seen this? For anyone that's used to seeing it based upon like what the map actually shows Prosser on Google Earth would be like that. So, just to give you an idea, this is Alder Hill. This is where the fire cams would be, and they would be pointed here. This is one angle from the fire cam, and then the other one is Donner, which I think did we fly over it? No, we didn't. Yeah, we did. No, we didn't. Donner, which is over here, which gives you the other angle of Prosser. Okay, this is where we're at on the flight path. I'm going to go ahead and hit play. It's going to zoom in for us. Bloop. And we're just going to continue. But this is where we are on the flight path right now. And what's crazy to me, okay, so just to give you an idea, this is Prosser Point. I refuse to call it Kiely Point. This is Oil Pan Hill. Here is Prosser Lake Truckie's over here. Boca is over here. Where's Boca? Boca should be off here. There's Boca. Just to give you an idea of where we're at on this flight path. Prosser Lakeview Estates. We're right here near Hobart Mills. Right over 89. So you're used to looking at when people are showing you stuff as them coming up 89, turning that right to go into Prosser. Down here. Here's Hobart Mills. Whoop. This is how I normally show you guys it. Here's Hobart Mills. Boca would be over here. Just to give you an idea of where we're at on this flight path. All right, I'm going to continue it. So now we are going south. We're getting ready to make a loop down. 89 is right here. It's just crazy because I know where people in the Cal Topo, which I should turn the Cal Topo on, but it'll kind of mess up the flight path. But at the same time, it won't. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to turn on the Cal Topo stuff. Holy shit, this is insane. I'm going to leave the Cal Topo on with the flight paths. This is something nobody's ever done before. So we will. The yellow lines are the Cal Topo. This faint red line that you see in the middle of your screen, you see the bright red line, that's what the flight path has already been completed. I do believe that's what it is. If you want me to, I can turn the whole flight path up all bright red. I'm just trying to show you like where the X marks the spots are at now that we've gotten a bunch of this first flight in. This first flight, we are 3/4 of the way in. We are 106 minutes into this flight. It is 1:44 p.m. on August 6, 2022. Yeah, and that's crazy. Like, when you look at the certain people within the sheriff's office, that you can see corruption is around them. Corruption is within them. When you look at their donations, which is how they do it, you can see the laundering. I mean, look at California as a state. Look what just happened when it caught on fire, okay? Look at all the craziness and chaos. The homeless people. The people on drugs. Like, look what is happening to fucking, like, Los Angeles and San Francisco, San Diego. I can't believe, like, what has become of even Portland, Oregon in the past 5 years, 10 years. And you would think that this tight-knit community would want better for their kids, better for their community, but all they see is fucking dollar signs. And this is how corruption breeds. And honestly, at this point, it's almost like that's all the majority of these kids in this area now know. You know? I remember growing up in Vegas and how fast that life was there. That shit's crazy. It's insane. I can't believe they have the poop map too, dude. And you can see everywhere where people defecate in certain cities. It's insane, man. And the thing of it is like, we got to worry about home. We got to worry about our own streets. We got to worry about America. We got to stop worrying about what's going on with other countries, getting involved with other countries. When America, our own home, has its own problems. The biggest problem for me is the fucking trafficking, the missing kids, how people can hurt kids. Like, I'm paying attention to the case out of even, like, Canada. But, like, I'm trying to stay focused on home, you know? A lot of young people there have lost their lives and gone missing. Yeah, absolutely. And like the thing is, and I'm not trying to be harsh when I say this, like when people over the age of 21, unless it's like something that is just like, how is that even happening in fucking America? Like, I stay focused on the youth. You know what I mean? These are innocent. This is innocence. And in my opinion, when you're allowing yourself to be brainwashed and bought and corrupted, like, that's known abuse to your own child, you know? And I understand that maybe everybody's okay with this shit, you know? But that's how corruption breeds. I see all aspects of it. I see why people say, like, about the Satanism in this area, because it's alive and well. Some areas are fully cool with all freedoms of religion, and I don't care what anybody's religion is. Just don't push that shit on me. What I believe is what I believe, you know? I've had my periods of my life where I was very agnostic, not necessarily atheist, because I've always believed in a creator and a destroyer. I've always believed in energy and frequency and God. I don't know, it's just the corruption is really taking over this area, and it's afflicting your children, and that's where I have the problem. That's where my problem. And then, like, Kiely Rodni's case, like, I paid attention to it. I was interested in it. It's a lot of very suspicious, odd, you know, make you take double listen to shit, triple listen to shit, millionth time listen to shit. And you're like, that can't be right. And then the more you, like, point things out that you see, and then, like, when you're on the other side of things and you have people attacking you and making things up and just doing really odd shit, it makes you wonder, like, what nerve you struck. Damn, somebody really searched all down in there too. All right, I'm going to make this flight go a little bit faster because this shit's way too slow for me. I would like to get through this flight and the next flight. That's why I'm trying to just speed through this. Anything you see in yellow is where somebody searched for Kiely Rodni. They're just mind-blowing. And then again, this red line is this flight path. We are, I will pause to give you an idea of where we're going. Oh, okay, so the flight is done. So to give you an idea, they're going back to Auburn, just so you see. That's where they're going. So I'm going to stop this here. And I want you to just see the comparison of this red flight path. And I'm going to turn it to what you guys are more or less used to seeing when people are like, blah, 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 when you have Sammy pointing at maps, when you have people showing maps. Okay. Here's Truckee. Here's Donner Lake. There's the Truckee Airport. Down here is Lake Tahoe. Here is Prosser. Here is Boca. This is Flight Path 1 in red, overlaid with the yellow markers of what I've put in of Cal Topo. I don't know if this is all of Cal Topo. I don't think it is. This is the first 24 hours search for Kiely Rodni in the red. The yellow is the entire, anything that was documented in Cal Topo that I did put in here so far is you know what's real crazy to me? Is like, man, I really gotta put some 911 calls in here. Why more Hirschdale stuff is not documented? Anyway, so this is Flight Path 1. I want to correct my misinformation. That's why I'm doing this. Part of the reason why I'm doing it. Another reason why I'm doing it is because this flight path right here is 100% what I need to put in on FOIA's either tomorrow, likely Sunday, because that's like Phoenix and I's like laundry / cleaning / get shit done day. So I'll add that to my get shit done day. Hey everyone from Tennessee, just here to listen. This case fucked me up from day one. Love to all. Keep on digging. Thank you, Shannon, for your dedication to the case with more questions than answers. And that's the thing, true crime insanity, is it is law enforcement's, like, that's an oath they took to give answers to all these questions. And literally all they've given is like 4 definitive answers that does not, it doesn't answer anything. Show me some tire tracks. Show me some proof. Because the proof that you show me is that Kiely Rodni did not drown. She died before she entered that water. So who killed Kiely, or what happened that made people decide, we're just going to put her in Prosser Lake, where her phone could have, mayhaps, not 100%, this is just my theorizing, could have possibly been thrown in Prosser Lake. And that's why it looks like clown shoes. Why there is so much purposeful misinformation, so many distractions. Look over here, not here. But I see it. And it just gets worse and worse and worse. And I understand why they don't want us looking at these flight paths. So we're going to go on to flight path number 2, which is the one, like, the more I watch these, my mind is fucking blown. I'm going to try to do flight path number 2, and then I'm going to skip, because I want y'all to see a part of August 12th, because, man. All right, y'all. So that's flight path 1, August 6th, from tail number N974HP. It is through Placer County, but I do believe CHP is who did the flight. I could be wrong. Could just be Placer County. This flight right here, though, is CHP. This is August 7th, flight N911WL. This is the flight that we put a whole bunch of squirrel brains together and tried to, from memory, from what we remember seeing, we tried to put the flight path out there based upon one little screenshot of a corner of what we thought was an entire flight path, and it turns out that this bad boy right here, whew, it doesn't look like much, but dang. Wait a minute, did I just do the wrong flight paths? Hold on a second. No, I didn't. Okay. Okay, so that was flight path 1. Let me take that one off there. This is flight path 2 and 4. Oh, it's got to draw it. Okay, there we go. It drew it. That's pretty fast. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this flight, but I'm going to skip over this whole mountain because it's pretty much the same path from Auburn to Truckee. Okay. Let me convert it to a 3D animation. We're going to start off fuck out here. All right, cool. Let me get this whole thing laid out. I'm sorry that this... I'm eventually going to make these into videos, y'all. Whose time discrepancy was it really? Unless I see the phone ping info with my own eyes. I don't believe it 100%. Yep. And, like, and that's the thing is, like... There should have been so many red flags on the play when this girl insisted that she looked down at what sounded like a missed call or something. I don't know if she called herself and then ditched the phone. I don't fucking know. I don't... Let Sammy explain it away. It's just insane to me that Sammy made sure that she left at the same time that Kiely told her mom she was supposed to leave. It's just, that's strange to me. And then I can't help but to think about that phone and the movements of other people. I can't help but to think, like, you got Sammy telling us, well, we got law enforcement telling us that the last phone ping is 12:33 a.m. and is as much on land as it is in water. You can take that any which way you want. I picture someone throwing a phone in water with that statement, is all that statement made me do. Anyway, Sammy claims that at 12:36, after a phone gets turned off at 12:03 a.m. Is it 12:03 or 12:06 a.m. that her location, her live 360 gets turned off. Last Snapchat ping was, what, 12:33? I'm not sure. So much to this case. But Sammy Smith is claiming, after popping a squat in the woods, knowing everything that's going on, I believe her when she makes that statement. And I want to know what makes her bite her lips after she makes the statement about the car having hubcaps and a sunroof. I don't know if that's her biting her lips because she thinks she's smart. Anyway, yeah, back to 12:03. Her location turns off. It just sounds to me like somebody got Kiely's phone, and you can't prove it. Like, you really can't prove it unless other people that were around there, which they legally can do a fucking data dump on the tower to get all the phones that pinged right next to Kiely's around the time that she was supposed to leave, or prior. Because there's no telling that somebody didn't take her phone and snatch that to buy more time and then panicked and didn't throw it in the water. And that's the 30 minutes with the iPhone rating. If her phone has a crack in it, 30 minutes is about how long it would take for that phone to burn up. Hard shutdown is what they said it was, right? And then you got good old Sammy Smith, old Deputy Doofy, telling us that she had called, Kiely had called her at 12:36. From where? The hatch of her car underneath water? That don't make sense. And then when you think about all of the witness statements of seeing her car, 4 plates match, roadside assistance guy, that weird fucking call at Arrow Creek, and if that's not important, then why'd y'all go do some flights above that area? Not directly above it, but above it, north of it. All right, we're going to do this faster, because we're just taking off from the airport. They're just turning around. All right, we're going to skip some of this. All right, so now we're getting, there's Lake Theodore, so we still got a ways to go. This is 6 minutes into the flight. We're going to skip some of this. Because this flight is, I don't even know how long. How long is this flight? Oh, I'm going to skip to the end. 289 minutes long. Holy mother balls. We're going to play this and fast forward a lot. All right, we're going to fast forward at the very beginning of this flight till we get where we're going. I'm just going to read chat. No, I believe they searched for Kiely. There's no denying that. There's absolutely no denying it. Not with these flight paths. I think their search was accurate. They didn't see no car in the water. But then again, if they did, then somebody's still in trouble. Because then why did you leave it there? I believe they searched hard too, Jade, just based upon the locals that I've talked to, whether on live panels, in chat, or personally. I don't know about you, but every time a helicopter flies above my house, I used to not, but I check all the search thingies just to see what the helicopter is, what it's doing, blah, 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 blah. A lot of the times it's life flight. But when I hear like military choppers, I get real interested. I don't know. When I hear like a helicopter shaking my windows, I'm interested. You know, you take notice when a helicopter is above you. And hearing the accounts of people hearing helicopters day and night, here's your proof. Because there's some night flights here. I think the N57B does 2 flights, a day flight and a night flight. Well, and that's the thing is what people have to understand. When Sam Brown says that they drew back on the search, they really did. Like, they stopped doing flyovers over like Prosser or Boca. Like, August 12th is when they stopped using aircraft and vigilantly started focusing like on foot and boats and divers and waters and stuff. Hell, Zanime came clear from where she did. SF came clear from where he did. So many people came from all over partaking in the search. It's insane to me. I think what it is the number is so astronomical, like you just kind of can't wrap your head around it. Where I do think that there's a fraudulent number there, that it might not be as much as what they've claimed. I'm not gonna confirm nor deny that. But I do believe that thousands of hours were spent. Was it 19? I don't know about that much, but... Alright, so here we are flying. I just want to give you an idea of where we're at right now. Here we are flying in past... Here is Donner. Here is Interstate 80. Here is Donner. I already said that. Here's Donner Lake. And then here is the schools, Kiely's work. There's a Starbucks here, and there's a Starbucks inside of the Safeway here. I hope y'all can see my mouse. I'm pretty sure you can. But Safeway's here. And then if you go down this road, it will take you to Kiely's home. So this is all that water over here. I'm going to speed this flight up because this flight is fairly long. BoobTube, if you're out there, you're going to like this part. I'm pretty sure you're probably already in bed, baby, but... We just flew over Phone Rock Lake. Here is Kiely's work. We're flying back around towards Donner. This is like a housing complex slash, I'm not sure, like there's some like weird food places in there too. Okay, and then we're going to come back around. These are all those little lakes, okay? So rumor has it, and I don't know if this is 100% fact, but this is another area that, like, Kiely romped these streets around here. I firmly believe she knew this area like the back of her hand. But this is all those very small bodies of water between Donner Lake and downtown Truckee. This is the railroad tracks. There is Interstate 80. There's the high school, the elementary school, and Sierra, the school that Nate and Jagger went together to. There's the high school, elementary school, Kiely's work. And then we're coming back over 80, back to the bodies of water. Yeah, throw them LOKs up. This is the Phone Rock Lake area, where it is said that Kiely was on August 4th before going to Reno. This is the railroad tracks that loop around where the Donner cams likes watching the trains go through the tunnels, which I don't blame them because it's really fucking cool. And I can't help, when I look at these railroad tracks going through this area, I can't help but think of Lindsay's profile picture. Passing over Phone Rock Lake again. I was pretty, like, as far as the flight over this area, I do remember well. And this is the actual flight path. So you can take this flight path if you want to and compare it to what we could remember from memory. Like, literally memory. It's crazy. This is like the little courses that they do their little... It's like BMX and all kinds of stuff. I think Jagger and Stepdad both have videos of them biking and doing shit there. Miss Ara, what you doing? I can't get it to. I've tried, but I can't get it to. I wish that I had like $3,000. I could buy that accident recreation program. These are the railroad tracks. This is that little like community area, and if I'm not mistaken, we're gonna go all around like the railroad track area, all down through it. And what I'm gonna do, so people get an idea of where we're at right now, when you zoom out here, this is downtown Truckee, and this is all that, like the Ponderosa Palisades. It's all the housing before the airport. Over here is that, what the hell is it called? I forget the name of this area here. It's another fancy area. And then this area in here, it's labeled right there, Ponderosa Palisades. Down here is, I'm not sure what all these areas are. I know this way and further. I'm not very familiar with that. All I can tell you is that Donner Lake is back here. The high school and her work are here. The school she went to's up this area up here. That Starbucks is down in here. Or, yeah, Starbucks is down in here. And what these labels are saying. This is the airport. These railroad tracks down in here, and if I'm backwards. I'm backwards, y'all. This is Donner. This way is the direction she lives. This is Ponderosa Palisades. Yeah. Donner Lake. Okay, all right. So I was backwards. My bad. All right, I'm gonna hit play. So to the left of us is Interstate 80. I wish I wasn't using OBS. I wish I could have a panel and have people come up and chit-chat with me, but I will definitely be doing StreamYard tomorrow. We're already going to try to have one guest on panel. We'll see if anybody else wants to come on panel. I don't know why this is like freezing, but it is. My program's freezing for some reason. You see that? My little armor, my little... I think it's Captain America shield. That means my computer is struggling. Okay, 7507 on flight path 2. I'm just going to reopen this. I don't got time for all that. What did I just say that number was? 5707? Is that what I said? What number did I just say, y'all? Fuck. No, I don't want to repair it. I just want to open it. Man. Alright, let's get back to this flight path. Boom! Alright, where were we? I don't know why that did that. That's dumb. This doesn't usually... Are you serious? It reset all my paths? Why did it do that? Huh. That's odd. Whatever. I got this. You can't stop me. I'm pretty sure this is where we were at. 57. There's Donner Lake. No, we were much further into this flight than this. Hold on. My oh my. What number did I say? Because that... Was it 15707? Because this feels like we already been over all this. Let me look. Oh, no. No. Holy shit, dude. They really searched for this little girl. Let me go back. It was 57. Alright. Alright, I'm just going to start it from here. I'm going to play it really fast. Yeah, it reset everything. That's crazy. I don't know where we're at. This can't be right. Hold on a second. Oh, It's still there. All the elevation points are still there. Why is it doing this? What? Come on. It reset everything. This is bullshit. Hold on, I gotta take all this off. It really did me like that, but that's okay. We got this. I feel that to the core, angels. But yeah, I would love for you to come up on panel. Anybody wants to come up on panel tomorrow night? I'm gonna be doing panel on StreamYard tomorrow night. I have no idea what part of the flight we're in. I don't know where we're at. I don't know where we're going. I feel like we already made it through all this, though. I feel like I'm going to just start it right here. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, they flew over her work multiple times. They flew over Phone Rock Lake, which is where it is said that she allegedly was on August 4th. They really focused on this whole area. Anna Bean, I love you. All right, I'll slow this down in a second. Just let me get back to where we were, which is right up here. This is where I got confused. All right, now I'll slow it down. Interesting. We did remember right. So this direction would be like Artist Lofts, or if you follow the road here, it will take you to 89. We're coming back around and looping around. I'm not sure if this would be east or westbound. I'm not sure. Anyway, Starbucks is over here. The high school and shit's over here. I said 7507. Who did? Oh, I said 7507. Well, that's cool because we're on 76 and we're back where we belonged. Thank you, guys. I should play those 4 digits, but I don't play the lottery. If anybody believes in the lottery, you should play that number. $7507. Why does that number... I know it was the timestamp. I'm just saying that number looks familiar. I don't know if it was in a movie. Oh my god. Huh. Now we're over Ponderosa Palisades. Says the little marker. I'm not sure exactly. Like, I know where we are. Wow. Boob tube. So we might have a little special guest. We might have a little cranny coming up on panel. She misses us all very much. I miss her so fucking much. I miss her little gravelly voice. I miss Ara's voice. Ara, I wish you would do some lives. I respect that you don't want to, though. Why is this going so damn slow now? This is on 3 times speed, y'all. Do you see, like, if I did this in real time, like, they looked for this girl the first 48 hours. This is where, isn't this where, like, and this is what's crazy, is they used Milne towing for the car to get the car out of the water. Yet there's 2 other places that were closer to Prosser. All right, I gotta speed this up even more. I'm so sorry. We're not even halfway done with this flight, and it seems like it's taken 10 years. All right, that's a little bit too fast. All right, we'll go this speed. Come on, for real. Like, they really took their time. This is 5 times speed. This is Sierra College. I don't know if this is Milne Towing down in here or not. I'm not going to quote on that. I know this is, we're flying, oh my God, dude. Man. Holy shit. They really. So this is the Gateway Mountain Clinic. There's the hospital. Here is Sierra College yet again. I'm not sure of all the names of all these places down here. All I know is Ponderosa Palisades is up this way, up there, up that hill, up there. And then we're coming back down towards the direction of Gateway again. Like, they really... Here is the hospital. Here is the sheriff's office, Nevada County Sheriff's Office. Or Nevada County Sheriff's Office, the jail or whatever, the small jail. There is Gateway. They're really focusing on Sierra College. The railroad tracks and all of this area in here, and they keep flying over this one house on this hilltop over here. I know they're probably searching the river, but they keep making this pass right here. And it's just curious. They're really scouring the Truckee River. Like, they're really looking at the Truckee River. Now, keep in mind, y'all, that I'm 2 times the elevation of what they're actually flying. Do you want me? I'm gonna... No, because if I do it that way, I'll have to restart it, and I don't want to do that. Just keep in mind, we're much closer to the ground than what we're flying at right now. Like, their altitude is much lower to the ground. I'm just giving you an idea of the flight paths. Like, where you see these flight paths are is the actual elevation of the aircraft. We're twice as high as it. Speaking of which, I want to say me too. Good night, Jade. I love you, girl. And then we're coming back over to the patches of water over by, like, the little course area. I forget what's down in there. There's the edge of, that would be east side of Donner Lake. We're coming back to the railroad tracks. I'll slow this down one. Oop, one. Now we're coming back on the little, I don't know what this, it's like an what the hell do they call it? Not an OHV. It's like a BMX place. I forget what the name of this is down in here. Wasn't the Milne kid there at the party? I mean, that's what people were claiming. I don't know how accurate that is, Jazz, but that's what people were saying. He told me he wasn't even there, so I really don't know. Why is this? They really flew really slow over this area. Because this is 3 times speed. I wonder what they recorded right there. Or what they were looking at. I wonder if they zoomed in with their little camera to peep shit out. There's the railroad tracks again. Man, they really like this Coldstream Valley area. Where Phone Rock Lake is. These are the little bodies of water that are to the east of Donner Lake. I think it's a good time to go back to the beginning. It's been a few years now. Yep. I need to go back and re-listen. I promise you we will. Yes. And that's the thing, Miss Ara, is like, every time I go back to the beginning and re-listen to shit, because I have a playlist of like over 2,000 videos, and I watch them all the time. Like, all the time. I can't even say watch them. I listen to them while I'm doing things. Yeah, she did. She absolutely did, Miss Ara. She absolutely did. There is the east side of Donner Lake again. Like, we're not even halfway done with this flight. And how many loops have they made? I was a little wrong on that. Like, I thought they only did like 3 loops. We've done like 20 loops, I feel like. I feel that, Ara. Like, and that's the thing, is we don't know if someone drugged her. I mean, all they kept saying is all these drugs were at this party and that she did drugs earlier in the day. But it's strange to me, like, none of this shit was in her autopsy, in her toxicology. Not even all this alcohol y'all claim she was drinking. Like, I don't think people understand that barely hitting the legal limit means that she had like 2 drinks, if that blood alcohol, which based upon the autopsy and the toxicology report, it's saying that most of her blood alcohol ethanol level is due to decomposition. So, if she wasn't drugged and she wasn't drunk and none of these, how did she get in the fucking water, especially not having water in her lungs? And then the biggest fucking punch in the fucking face is that if you're telling me all of this really happened, her phone should have been on her person. See? That's where you really got me fucked up. And I see why corrupted people hate me. I would hate me too if I was that type of person, but I'm not. And I have every right as an American citizen to know these truths. She might not be my daughter. I might not know her. But man, does it sound like somebody put Kiely Rodni in Prosser Reservoir? Man, does it sound like somebody threw Trinity Bacchus, discarded her in them thickets? Man, does it sound like somebody lured Dante de la Torre to where he was found suicided? Like Jeffrey Epstein, okay? And then when you dig deeper, and these same people that are doing these same reports within the same region are trying to tell you that many years prior, a man in the comfort of his own home, beautiful artist, happy-go-lucky guy, manages to somehow fall on a knife and stab himself 18 fucking times. You're telling me that a kid moves from one region to your region in Reno, and the day that he's supposed to start a job, he just up and fucking disappears. And then a year later, you find his car similar to Miss Anderson. Like, all of these cases sound like there's a whole lot of, like, a possible serial killer on a loose or something. Some fucky ass shit is going on in these woods. And I'm sorry. If I lived in this area, I would want to know who more than just the fucking sex offenders are in my area. I would like to know if my neighbor or their kid might do me in. or my own law enforcement might just, for, I don't know, a raise, a bonus salary, a new position, some better training, a way to retire and then still come back and make money. There's a whole lot of fucky shit going on in this area, y'all, and I know why you don't like me, and that's okay too. I'm still gonna keep doing this. All right, why y'all going so man? Okay, so now here you have the two sets of, well, it's not even two sets. It's the railroad tracks go around that loops around and it comes back this way. I'm going to assume the picture that Lindsay has of the railroad tracks is more closer to her area. Whereas if you look at the main tracks that actually, like, if the one, the tracks, the tracks that come from this direction go clear to Auburn. Which is crazy, like, between all of these cases, like, when you think about it, if you go to, like, all of the people in the Everyone Counts documentary, you'll notice the pattern within those cases. And a lot of those people were either winding up, which is crazy, on the other end of these railroad tracks towards Auburn, okay? They were just, like, found deceased, decapitated by a train. And then you have canals in the same region, just like you have little canals and rivers and shit in this region. It's all the same region, just different areas. You find these people just drown. You have witness testimony where people say that the police, literally, were some of the last people seen with these people. And then it really makes you wonder, what the fuck's going on? And then you look at Trinity Backus's case, the police around that. You look at Kiely's case, certain police and whatever's around that. Dante's, man, they got really smart. And if you watch from Kiely, it got so much news media. I mean, look how much search it got. And then they dwindled back on Trinity's, even though, like, the first initial 24 hours, the 3 different statements from the same handful of people, their stories changed. It reminds me of, like, literally, Sammy would tell you 3, I mean, all these people. Think about a lot of the people that came forward. How they tell you, like, 3 different things that's happening all at the same time. Give you 3 different narratives, you pick one, and it's like create your own fucking storybook shit. And it feels like a whole lot of, like, mental manipulation going on here. And I just feel like some of the things, a lot of the things that are presented, it's just bullshit. It's just a narrative. It's just something to distract you, something to deflect away from the data, the truth. And that's why I'm focused on this data. So yeah, they're pretty much following, I'm going to make this go faster. They're following along this ridge. If I'm not mistaken. Ooh, they are. There's the railroad tracks again. This is where SF went. Is it? Oh, dude. I just realized where they went. Holy shit. Yeah, this is where SF did his drone footage. There's Cold Creek. This is Coldstream. Yeah, this is that loop. See, I was right. I was correct. Wow, dude. They really searched for this little girl. Like, hard. And in all the right places. Like, this alone, this right here, I think, okay, so when I look at these flight paths, every flight Every area of focus, there's a story there. There's definitely stories. Somebody made a statement on something, and is why focuses were certain areas. Because first flight. Damn, dude. All right, let's keep going. Because this flight is just crazy, too. All these flights are insane. I'm going to see how many we can do tonight. If it gets too late, I'm going to have to push myself till the sun comes up, and then I got to take all these sheets off my shit and then take a nap or something. But I don't know. I should probably sleep tonight, too. All right, let's keep going. But just to give you an idea, we are down Cold Stream Canyon area, or Cold Stream, whatever you want to call it. Cold Stream, what is it? Is it a stream? Is it a river? What is it? A creek? Cold Stream Creek, maybe? I don't know. And then all these bodies of water. I don't think this is the body of water that dude said he saw a car. I think they said they saw a car in this area. I could be wrong, too, on that. I'm not sure. Somewhere in this region, that guy said about that car flipped up in a tree. Remember? And then another one said about a car in water. I don't know. I remember a lot from this case. Anyway, this is where SF did his little drone footage, too. This is where a lot of people searched. Even people like with status like the Penfields, they all searched down in this area. I said it. Matter of fact, this area that was searched in, one of the Penfields have a trail named after one of their kids there as well. And if it's truths, I really can't get in trouble if I don't say names. And the house that they focus on that hill is, I think, the husband of the daughter, which would be the sister of the brother that the trail is named after. Correct me if I'm wrong. Who knows something about the fire cams, right? That's trippy. Dude, they really follow these railroad tracks. All right, I'm going to go fast again. We're not even halfway through this flight, y'all. So they backtrack here. What part? I'm going to pause this. I want to see what part of the flight decides to do that. Huh. All right. Huh. They... Wonder what they're looking at. I don't know if they're looking... Like, I don't know if they're looking at something, you know what I mean, along this here, or if they're looking out towards the water out there. No idea. I don't know what the focus is on here, but it's interesting. All these flights are interesting. I think there's a lot of stories connected to the flights. I think it's all connected. Bro, you're so slow. Let's go. Let's get a move along. All right, let's go. Now we're flying. Okay, so here's the railroad tracks that come in from Auburn through the Donner tunnels and then come around. I don't know if it tries to, because see, here's another set of tunnels. I don't know if it tries to bypass the Truckee River or why they loop it around like that. Honestly, I don't know. I'm gonna assume it's to bypass like the river or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but man, they really searched this area too. Fuck. This is August 7th. This is, man, I missed a lot of that August 7th flight. Holy shit, dude. This is the flight that also has Boca on it. Okay, so they go clear around. So they check Lost Trail. Because I think this is like Cold Whatever Canyon or whatever the fuck it's called. Alright, I need to pause. I need to zoom out a little bit. I need to see where we're at here. Yeah, it's exactly what they're doing. Yep, that's what they're doing. They're going to loop around it, and I think they do it twice. They do what they should be doing. They're looking at all the places that she could possibly be. They're sussing everything out, you know? Me too. Where was the phone eventually? There's no answer from law enforcement. They have not confirmed yet denied that they have the phone. Like, and that's the crazy thing. Like, nobody in law enforcement, not the FBI, nobody has nothing to say about the phone either. That's what's crazy. Either you did or you didn't find it, you know? Like, we learned so much more about that Cheez-It girl that faked her own abduction, like, y'all. Then we did Kiely Rodni. I don't mean to laugh, but I laugh at that chick that faked her. There's a bunch of people that have faked their own abductions, actually. That Sherry Papini she was another one that did too. And what's crazy is the same lady, Linda Lucetti, who was the PR person that did all the press shit for that lady, also did Kiely Rodni's case. From Utah Jazz. They didn't even want to give Trinity's last name. No, they did not, did they? Well, what's crazy to me is, like, when you actually look at some of these, like, flights and the way that they go to, like, the Trinity, it's like the Trinity River. There's a Trinity region. Or it really is crazy. Man, they really did this. They really looked here that slow. Look, this is real time. Here, I'm gonna show you. This is real time, y'all. This is real time. It's moving. I promise you that we're moving with the transponder. Like, watch, we're moving. They thoroughly searched these areas. I gotta speed this up. Speed it up. Let's go. So I'm gonna assume that that's the Coldstream Creek or river. I think it's called a creek. Whoa, now they got to getting. Wow, y'all. Sheesh. Calm down. It's 1 second they're super fast and 1 second they're super slow. Their altitude changes a lot. Like, if I played the altitude in actual real time, like, I created a version with the altitude on it, but it makes me, like, real woozy. And I'm afraid if I make this go any faster, because this is the part where, like, they get really low to the ground. Remember where I said I thought that they kept turning the transponder off? It's all in this area and up by the Phone Rock Lake, or whatever that shit's called. They're really checking Coldstream Creek for her, too. And the railroad tracks. And once you know, she wound up being in fucking Prosser Lake, where... That's what's crazy to me. For 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks y'all flew over this and dove in it, ROV'd in it, had fucking aeroplanes above it. Locals fucking diving in there on paddle boards, kayaks. Men on the end of ropes and shit. all of that. Okay, let's just say 2,000 people helped, which is probably an understatement, but we'll say 2,000 people helped with the entirety of the search. Whether it's local people coming in from region, friends, I don't know what family did. Honestly, I really don't know, like, where they looked or if they just hung out or what. Can't account for that. But people that just came from all over, volunteers, search and rescue, local LE, what have you, okay? All together. All of these people that were at Prosser Point, even the friend that went to go look there, nobody saw no tire tracks. That's crazy. And then all of a sudden, after all those people, all those tire tracks were made, then you're going to try to tell us, based upon some late footage, without showing us, I mean, how many should they have shown us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, technically 6, because I got the 7th one. 6 flights, okay, listen to me when I say this. 6 flights happened prior to the one that they released to the public. That should piss you the fuck off, y'all. They have a flight from the day after Kiely went missing. They didn't show you surveillance footage. What tow truck call? What tow truck guy? He don't work here. That video and audio don't exist. Her phone, oh, well, we don't plead the fifth on that, is what they did. Then they switched up clothes on us, which really, that's really strange to try to confuse a case. Like, you're telling me that 300 people, and that what you guys climbed up to, 300 to 400 people somehow fit in this not possible area? Okay, sure. But yet, when you get witness statements and they're talking about walking to the fucking pavement, it bothers the fuck out of me. Nobody's statements align. Nothing. None of it goes together. And what does go together with, like, the data and the statements, the autopsy, the actual information, it all points to Kiely Rodni did not drown. Okay? There was no water in her lungs with this autopsy. And I'm just wondering, did all of her organs, because if you look at all her organ weights, they're all underweight. They couldn't do any type of samples, brain, viscous fluid, anything that matters, to actually get a proper reading because it was all gone. And it's not from her setting in a reservoir that has no fucking current. There's not enough fish in this water to do things like eat all her eyeballs or her brain and all that. No. Wrong answer too. And then when you, like, look at the details in the autopsy, and we visited it so many times, it just sounds like that little girl was in a hot car for some time before entering that water. And then when you think about all of these spottings of her, like, and you have this person that's so eager to be the detective in the case, that's doing a whole lot of moving around and documenting it, and there's just so many things that are in your face, and nobody wants to talk about it. Like that picture that should not exist, that was taken by a Polaroid. Like, there's a mastermind at work here that's taking, they know to take a picture of her, for whatever reason, with a Polaroid, So that can't be traced. And I'm just curious, okay, if you have a Polaroid that was either given or taken by somebody of a not well-looking Kiely Rodni in a car that seems to, I mean, based upon her hair floating and what looks like a muddy, I don't know, is that a Prosser water line? Is that a Boca water line? Is it like, where's this water line coming from? And why is it in this picture that is a fucking Polaroid? Miranda, the picture is in so many of my videos. Just go watch my last video drop. It's in there. Watch most of my shorts. It's in there. Almost every single one of my videos has that picture in it. It's a black and white Polaroid picture that Jagger Westfall is holding with his thumb to identify himself, that is covering, which is crazy. His thumb is covering the plaid shirt that she also has on. Like, if you actually look at it, you can see her hand with that sleeve, which is the same sleeve of the shirt in the Sleepy picture that looks like she has like this off-whitish, I don't know, is that the Odd Future hoodie? It looked like it's wrapped around her throat. And it's just strange to me that rumor has it that both of those pictures are actually a Polaroid. And it's almost like somebody documented, and I'm just curious, is there more Polaroids? Is that why so many people found honor in silence? I'm just curious. I got questions. I got a whole lot. Is that why? Or how is that? Or how can that be? Questions. That's all I got is questions. A lot of them. Yeah, it really, Brandy, it really seems like she was dehydrated. And then, if you look at the picture, that black and white Polaroid, that I don't know if someone gave that to Jagger. I don't know. That's for the authorities to ask Jagger where that picture came from. But it's really hard to prove because there's no metadata. I mean, whoever's involved in this was fucking smart. They were really fucking smart to use burner phones. And I think that's why that call, that's why the tow truck doesn't exist. They were able to make it poof because there's nothing to prove it that it does. But in all actuality, if the people that own this company actually had a conscience, had a soul, had moral compass, had a heart, knew right from wrong, if they actually have that footage, they should have done the right thing. Since you, like, and that's the thing is, like, everybody's like, go to the media. You really can't trust the media. That's why I think Nick Tow Truck Dude, Tow Van Guy, whatever you want to call it, I think that's why he, with his background, tracked AWP down in hopes that they would help him do something. I don't know. I really don't know, but that's what it's looking like, you know? And then when you hear some of Doug's statements that he's made, whether they're whispers or whatever, I mean, I just don't understand why these people didn't get loud enough. Like, they didn't. The best they did was, like, got new shit out of it, you know? Money or whatever out of it. It's sickening. It's fucking sickening. They're really focused on this body of water. I mean, they really thoroughly searched the areas that they should have. I got to give these people credit that manned these aircraft. And what's even crazy is, like, her own friends in the Civil Air Patrol even somehow got their battalion leader to agree to let them go out on a training course to help look for Kiely, y'all. That's why I will never say they didn't search enough or that it didn't happen ever again, because it did. There's no way to you can't fake a transponder like this. You just can't do it. Like, people want to, I don't know, it's like people want to deny these are facts. These are facts. There's nothing in these lines, this movement right here, which I don't understand why it's a pin thingy. Can we change that real quick? Because I'm just sick of looking at that. Oh, here. Let's change it to this arrow at least. And let me change its opacity a little bit, because that's annoying as shit. I'm sorry, y'all. I lightened it that much? No. Hold on. Let me do this 100. That. This 0. We already know it's N911WL. Lines, we'll keep the opacity up. And I'm going to do y'all a solid. I'm going to make it a red line. And I'm going to make it thicker, so you know where we're at. I should have just hit 3, but here we are. Alright, there we go. Let's continue. We're going to make this faster, though. So now we're coming up the railroad tracks where those little lakes, Bone Rock Lake, I-80's coming up, but they're following the railroad tracks from Coldstream, Lost Trail area, the whole way up now. Alright, we're going to go faster now that we know where we're at. I don't know if they're going to loop back around, but if you see these red lines, this is the flight path. The other red ones we just passed, we already went over those. This translucent one. Whoa. They're really turning around up in here. Holy shit, is that? This isn't... Okay, alright. I know where we're at now. This isn't the aggregate place. They're gonna go back over this fucking house area again. That's crazy to me. They're really searching the bodies of water, especially like the rivers, the little lakes around there. They're checking all of the railroad tracks. I've also noticed that they're hyper-focused on like little trailheads and areas that have like little pathways and shit. Like they're thoroughly searched in case she wrecked anywhere. And it's crazy to me how much they search Prosser. Before I end this live tonight, because I need to lay down after we finish this one. So this is downtown Truckee right here. To the left is I-80. Ponderosa Palisades is up on this hillside here. I don't know what we're doing, but I gotta go faster because holy shit. And now they're going near... Okay, so this is where the artist lofts and that Rock and Rose... I think it's landscaping is what it's called, possibly, is up in this area. This is the railroad tracks that go through Truckee with Interstate 80. I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is Donner Pass Road right here. I could be wrong, though. I could be right. I'm not sure. I was one of the searchers. There are at least 200. Thank you, angels. Can I ask you, were you like a volunteer signed up, or were you actually like search and rescue volunteer, or whatever you want to call that? You don't have to answer that though. It's up to you, but it would be nice to know that. And you're always welcome to email me. I still talk to a handful of locals when I can. But yeah, I stay in touch. Sometimes I suck at responding to text messages, but... Yeah, Miranda, that's very strange. Yeah, it's almost like, I don't know, she sat in a hot car and I don't know, like, I don't know. Something strange. And then, like, when you think about her autopsy, her organ weight, that picture, what it sounds like, what it possibly could look like, it's crazy to me that there's no definitive answer on, like, what happens to... I mean, I've gotten some answers, and it explains the organ weight. I can't get an answer if it would figuratively cook the blood out of your veins. I really don't know. I know what could cause that would be like a wound or something that would cause blood to leave the body and then be put in water. That would definitely do it. I don't want to think about her losing her blood, but I really hate thinking about, like, even if we want to just focus on the narrative, which is drowning, that is a terrible way to die. Terrible. I'm really glad that I don't monetize any of my lives because, like, watching some of the channels that I watch and how they have to watch what they say, I don't know. I don't know. I probably couldn't do it, and that's probably why I couldn't monetize my lives. They really searched for this little girl really hard in all of the places, and I think, hold on, let me pause this. Man, so that's crazy. That so far, the first flight path, they don't check her school area. This flight path, they've checked her work area. They're really, like, keep turning around in the river region, which is crazy because let's see if they follow the river up. All right, let's keep going on this. I'm really curious about a lot of shit. But patience. That's what's up. Thank you. And how, like, do you feel the vibe of, I'm not saying like the searchers, but like the people close to the case? Like, did you get to talk to any of them? Did you witness them? Do you get a strange vibe? Do you feel a lot of alibi lies? Like, why is there no proof of this girl at this party? Like, all of the pictures you showed us were, like, all fucking stock images. Like, people chose to give... And y'all have a lot of pictures of Kiely. Like, that's the crazy thing, is, like, you guys have so many pictures of Kiely, and, like, for whatever reason, you didn't use those to give to the news media. Like, you're putting images out of pictures that were put into programs to remove her braces that fucked her teeth up and really fucked the minds up of a lot of people. Like, that picture really had a lot of people fucked up on it. Not me. I can tell that, like, what happened there. And then, like, a lot of these images just seem fake, and I kind of see why, like, but at the same time, like, it's really fucked up that, like, because there were edited images or whatever put out, and then, like, what seems to be falsified images, because that picture of her at Hirschdale don't even look like her, and if it is her, why didn't you release the surveillance video like every other fucking case in the nation? And the thing of it is it's legal in this area to impersonate somebody if they're deceased already. Like, that's what's crazy. Like, it's not against the law. But then again, look at some of these laws that California tries to pass. And then they rehash on it. And it's like, even just thinking about the fact that it was passed already and then it took you some time to rehash on it, like, I don't know. And then it really, I don't know, it just really makes you wonder, like, what's going on in that surveillance picture, because it don't look like Kiely. It really does not. And it's just crazy how, like, that's what the news media, like, and I just wonder if any journalists actually looked at that fucking picture and was like, wait a minute. Why does that picture of that surveillance, like, all they simply have to do is release it and show us that it's fucking Kiely Rodni. It's crazy to me. Like, they won't even touch base on, like, they won't answer nothing. They didn't even want to put in a news media, like, where the picture came from, where she was last seen at. They just said a local, remember? Remember? It was a local gas station, wasn't it? Wouldn't tell you where it was, wouldn't give you the video, but they'll give you a screenshot of a picture of a screen. And that's the shit they sold us. And there were so, like, and I thought, like, I thought highly of some people that really didn't, I don't know, man. And I understand some channels just move on from case to case to case to case to stay relevant with things, you know? And there are some people that were bought, and there's some people that were threatened, and some people that didn't want to lose their jobs or whatever over it, you know? But it's just crazy to me that they did all this for an accident. You know what I mean? Like, if it was really an accident, show me. Because the report, that CHP report, I don't know why you're going off the data that you are. And, like, that's what's crazy to me, is because CHP, like, the system in which they use to recreate accidents, and that's the best they could fucking come up with? Why? Like, why did you not focus on your August 6th footage from flight N974HP that flies over that area? And I'm not saying to find a car in the water. I'm saying to look for fucking tracks. Why did you not put that information out there? Is it because there's no tracks there? It would match witness statements saying they went that morning because Kiely did not show up at Starbucks to Prosser, and there was no indication of her going into the water. How many people went there in the first 48 and 72 hours? You're trying to tell us that rain would have washed that away. But what you fail to realize is, like, local documentation of people going there and looking show a deep-rutted set of tire tracks that are there from 2 days after until you done extracted her car. All that time. Over half a month. Those deep-rutted tracks stayed there. They're on the hot air balloon footage that you don't want anybody to look at. But there's nothing going into that water. That's what's insane to me. And it's like, oh, if we withhold this information and use this little chunk of information, we can paint it as a fucking accident. And I see what you've done. And it's not okay. That is not how our justice system works. That is not fair to the fucking victim. That is not fair to this fucking family. This is not fair to her fucking friends, her co-workers, her little brother. But I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. All right, I think is this the end of the flight? Hold on, I'm going to zoom out for a second. I think this might be them going back to town. Hold up. No, they're not. Wait, what the fuck? No, because they still gotta go to... Holy shit, dude. I did not realize how absolutely long this flight path is. Wow, alright, let's go. They still gotta loop around. Why is it doing this? What is going on? So they must have turned around right here in this region. Okay. This little flight path got me confused right now. Yeah, they turned around here, but the transponder, I don't know what's... Maybe they were too low to the ground. And that's the thing, is like, by their actions, by their reporting, by their data, they've only proven to the public that some type of cover-up is going on here. Who's responsible should be investigated by the FBI, not Sacramento, because I have a feeling they should probably be investigating, or at least going over the reports of all, what was it, 50 FBI agents that reported. I firmly believe that at least 3/4 of them are good guys. But I just feel like something soured in that agency. The Department of Homeland Security took part in this investigation. They should probably look into it. I think at this point, the Department of Justice should be looking heavily into this case, and probably at this point, hundreds of cases surrounding this region. Some fucky ass shit going on. And what's really crazy is I've always called things fucky, and then I heard about Truckee, and I was like, oh my god, it rhymes with one of my favoriteest words. Because I do, I call things fucky ass shit. Alright, where are we going? Are we going to Boca now, or what are we doing here? I don't know what this flight's doing, but we're only 3/4 of the way through the flight. This is the flight that starts at 11:11 in the morning and ends at 12. We're at 12:56. It ends at like 1 something. This is a long flight. So now we are flying over the I-80, the Interstate 80. Man, I'm starting to talk like them. The I-80, like they call it, the Truckee and the Tumble. But when I lived out west, they do say some crazy shit. That is Donner Lake. I'm sorry, I was going really fast. Now we are flying over that. I, in the back of my mind, I know what the name of this place is. I'm not sure. Same with this here. I'm not sure. All I know is there's like that course place here. Her work's over here, right here. Phone Rock Lake's here. The high school's right here. Or the high school's right here. There's the stadium, which is crazy to me. You got this rich fucking area, and that's the best you can give the fucking Wolverines for a stadium? That's terrible. Like, all this money, and I bet you, like, your school system ain't all that. That's why you got so many charter schools around here and unified schools and all that shit, right? Wait, and that, yeah, that's where Sammy graduated from. Yep. It's a thuggin' ruggin' school, huh? What'd she say? I run them streets. Man, Sammy, you. Some of the statements you made, you should have probably shut the fuck up. You should probably have listened to your parents and that criminal defense attorney. Starbucks is over here. This is that Sierra Unified whatever. Coming up here on the right-hand side will be Sierra College. If you go down, I think it's this way down here, is where you catch... No, it was further down. Never mind. I'll take that back. I rescind that statement. That's what I'm saying. Like, what's insane to me, okay, is like how secretive this search was. And you're telling me, like, this is so unified, but it's almost like agencies are borrowing from other agencies, but they're not exactly sharing information with each other. Or are they sharing with volunteers that the family, the friends, and all these people have asked to come out to help search for her? See, that's crazy, angels. And that's the thing, is like, did they tell? Because if you recall, and it was a statement that Lindsay had said, and like, when she had said, and it's almost like she was making sure to repeat what somebody told her, like, and this is why I like some of the things that Lindsay did say, because it's almost like she's telling us what they told her, is all I can say. That's what it seems like. She had made a statement that she was not, what was the word? Wasn't certified to search for her own child, which is crazy as hell to me. And then she also said, "We got this." Who said that? Are them your words, or is that what they told you? We got this. But then again, I don't know. You did stand in front of the entire community, which maybe you had to. Really don't know, Lindsay. I don't know what's going on here, because you didn't tell us too much either, you know? And then try to tell us to mind our own business after you begged and pleaded to the fucking nation, to the world, that you just wanted to know what happened to your daughter. Well, honey, me too. And more now than ever, I really want to know what happened to your daughter. Furthermore, I would like to know why, if you love this area so much, why you rolled the fuck up out of Truckee. And it's crazy, you moved closer to the people of, like, the Trinity Bacchus case, which is even crazier to me. Anyway, let's continue this flight, because my ass gotta go to bed soon. And then they're like, try to make you feel bad, or like do this crazy shit to like threaten you and like weird shit, all because you're talking about a case that they don't want to give you any answers to, and they expect you to mind your own business. Well, I minded my business. You made this shit my business. I wouldn't know nothing about Kiely Rodni if you wouldn't have told us, if you wouldn't have begged and pleaded with all the news media. And then you can't turn around and point your finger at them other than for not reporting accurately. You can't be mad at me for just trying to find out the fucking truth. Because I feel what I was told was not accurately depicted truth. Here is the Safeway. Here is the Tesla charging place. I'm not sure what any of these places are. They are marked in my videos, but I can't think right now, so my brain is starting to turn a little mushy. Laura, what you doing, Ebes? Love you, girl. I've been reading all your texts. I'm so lazy. I'm a terrible friend. I should probably respond. I still haven't watched those videos. You kind of scared me when you text me. It was like they're explicit, and I was like, do I even want to see this? And then when you said that they weren't even meant for me, I was like, I should probably better not. We checked that lake so many times. See? Thank you. Thank you. Another local. Like, and it's not just like a couple few locals have said, like, how many times Prosser Lake was searched. Like, it fucking blows my mind. And then, like, you still have people that just believe that the search didn't happen or that she's fake. And it's like, I don't know how at this point. Like, with all the data, with all the actual raw, real information, like, this is real, this isn't made up, these are facts right here. This is an actual flight path from August 7th. Let's go a little faster, though. A little bit faster, come on. Just a little bit, man. Thank you. Like, and then after searching all of this area, they backtracked after going down to Coldstream area and are like, you know what? Maybe let's look at this spot. When they say like no stone was left unturned, that applies to these people right here that man these aircraft. I don't know about their deputies or their lieutenants or their chiefs or their whatever. It's your muddy ass water. Like, they literally finger searched and sifted through fucking silt and soot looking for a cell phone, but they didn't bump into no big ass car in that water, y'all. That's what's crazy as shit. And they want us to believe. With how many people literally muddied up that water. Because there were so many people searching for her. Like, it's insane. Didn't find a phone, didn't find a body, didn't find a car. But some dudes out of Oregon with fucking side sonar fish finders, which y'all use too, and then some, which is crazy to me with your ROVs and your helicopters and your airplanes and your LiDAR and your fucking, all this special, I don't even know why I keep saying LiDAR, because LiDAR really ain't that important, but with their infrared and the way that they do their scans and tracking and detection, like, You get scared when I start texting. Hilarious. I love it. You're all perking through your fingers. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I figured you were. I figured. It's all good, girl. I love you. You're good people. And that's the thing is, like, I'm thankful to Kiely that she brought us all together. I've made some solid ass friends through her case and then some. And I just feel the least that I can do is to keep saying her name, to keep covering her case, to keep trying to get the data that still 3 years later has not been released. By law, they have to. I don't know what the fuck the holdup is if it's just a fucking accident. Don't get it. Too many fucking secrets to hold on to is what it is. They can't even keep their secrets straight anymore. I would never come back out, Laura. I'm not accusing you either. After the stories you tell me and some of the locals tell me, I don't even think I want to go to Truckee, really. I don't think I do. I think looking at it through Google Earth and videos is good enough for me. But maybe one day. It'll be on my bucket list, but not any. I'm not looking to die anytime soon, so give it a little bit of time. Maybe, like, if I know I'm going to be on my deathbed or whatever. Damn, bro. Holy shit. They really do. I was talking so much, I did not just pay attention to what they do. And this is where, see, we were right. We were so right. Man, I tracked that really well, though. I really did. So, pretty much the way that I did the flight, because I didn't know about all this, is I thought they took off from this airport and started this area here and did this looping and then flew. Like, I was pretty damn... I, like, missed all this, but I got this part in. I knew that they came from here and went this direction. And, man, they did this direction loop to loop, then came back through, and then went all down in all this area again, and then came back up again, and then they shoot up across Alder Hill to 89. The whole way up 89. And this is a correct flight. This this all aligns. Like I wasn't wrong about my video, other than technically half a thing and another thing. One, I thought it was the first flight path. Like I knew that there was another flight path before it, but for whatever reason, I don't know. That was the first initial flight path that I actually got, like the actual whole flight path, the earliest date of the flight path. So here's the updated information. This is flight path number 2. But they go up and swing past Hobart Mills after doing that extensive search down by her work, her home, the railroad tracks, the rivers, all the bodies of water. They shoot up 89, swing a sharp right at Hobart Mills. For whatever reason, we're like, nope, we already searched Prosser. No, this is a totally different flight, so no. They were told, don't search Prosser, I guess, or do not search here. Yeah, because this is when they started the do not search, which is crazy. And that's the thing, is I wanna look at these flights, because remember, they put the do not search here. I think it was from the 7th, and then they reopen it on the 9th. It was like 2 days. Maybe they weren't privy to being able, maybe this was a no-fly zone for them, but for these people. Because here's the thing, is like, these could be the good guys, and that first flight could be the bad guys. We don't know. I sus on everybody until somebody gives me a fucking answer. You know, if there's nothing to hide, you'll just release the information. If it was just an accident, fucking prove it, and we can move along. But what I won't do is just let it go after, I mean, y'all are the ones that grabbed my emotions, my attention. You are the reason why I'm here. Had you just fucking put all the facts out there, release the surveillance, release the tow truck, put some type of evidence of this narrative that you're feeding us, and people would let it go. And eventually it's going to catch enough attention of the right people that it's going to get real loud and hard to ignore. And I'm here for that. You know, I don't care how long it takes. All right, let's continue this flight. So we are now shooting across the back roads between Prosser, past Hobart Mills. Prosser Dam Road is out that way. And then Boca Hills here. And I was pretty fucking right about this part of the flight. And then that precious gift that had been setting, and that's the thing, is like, everybody thinks that I've gone through every single thing in Discord. I have not. There's so much there that, like, one person, remember when Sam had said it would take all of the state of California, or whatever the fuck he said, 2 million people, or whatever the fuck he said, to go through all this information. What you have to understand is literally, there are 2 people really digging through this information. 2 people. Okay, we need more than that. But it's really hard to get this shit. If anybody wants to do anything, start putting FOIAs in for the information that I am providing to you. Go put a FOIA in to CHP for this August 6th flight in 974 HP. Put another FOIA in for August 7th, N911WL. Like, I'm handing it to you. All you literally have to do is say, you know, rather than a flight path, can you just go on and give me all the audio and video, or just video, that was recorded during this flight because of this law that you created, that gives the public the right to get public information. This is public information. And it's just crazy to me, like, when the 22 Cents boys initially started covering how many times, like, they didn't want you to even realize how much they looked for this girl. Do you realize what happened to, what they did to us? That's why I'm putting this information out there. They literally have people out there getting threatened for putting this information out there. That the public, by law, is allowed to. Like, why would you do that over an accident? Really? What do you know? Or who told you to do it? I don't know. Yeah, Lori, girl, your emails, they're long, but I do read them. I gotta say that the ones that would have, like, my mind just would be fucking blown. I have a private Discord that I would share between a handful, and when I literally mean 5 people, a handful of people. And, like, some of them would read them, some of them wouldn't because it was really long, but the ones that did read it were equally mind-blown. And I think I'm so thankful for you that you've shared so much of your life with me, so much information with me, and that you have my trust. That, one, I'll talk about it in a way to which it brings no harm your way. Mark Sanchez also is another person that deserves justice. And that's crazy because that's like, it's not even cartel. It's like the pot farmers went after this man's life because he was the prize. Other people couldn't have him running them streets, making a profit, taking from their money. And they got rid of him. And that's what's terrible. Like, there's so many people in this region that have had their lives taken from them. And it was just so much easier to blame it on the victim, because dead men tell no tales, right? Ain't that right? Can't have no surprises. Shan, I think the measurement, 200 feet, is from the other shore. I think there is more to that, and that is where the tracks were and a boat towed. I don't know, it's strange to me because from the point to where Zanime went in across the water, it's 400 feet. I think. I'm pretty sure of that. 200 feet out is like... Oh! Where are we at here? Okay, so that's the end of the flight. Yeah, we went all around Boca. That's insane that that's that entire flight. How much they actually looked. Alright, and then... I just want to show you this one part of this flight because... Man, it might make a lot of people mad. Alright, hold on. Let me highlight... Oop. This one and this one. And let me see which one I want to watch. This one right here. So, oops. This flight here, which is crazy, this is one part of 3 different flights, but this is the only part that really has anything to do with the search for Kiely. So, they fly this aircraft in, this helicopter, this N911WL, which is crazy, this N911WL, like, they didn't even want any of this information out there. Like, they totally avoided even putting out to anybody or even confirming or denying that any of these flights ever existed. And then it's just further crazy to me that neither one of these tail numbers were the helicopter that... I don't know, it's just something's not right with these flights, but... We'll get there. We'll slowly get there. I think it was further down where the road and beach are parallel. I'm going to get out there. I also have a couple other moles. Yep, that's what's up. Hit me up. You know how to do it. Yeah, I don't care if you send me fucking 30 texts with long-winded paragraph. I'll read them at some point. You know I will. And it's like I usually read text messages. I read emails, but my problem is responding. You know the movie Hills Have Eyes? Yep. That's why if you notice in some of my earlier lives, like in the very beginning, I always played this one song that used to get me strikes. This is when I first monetized, and then I just stopped. I didn't want to monetize any of my lives. There's a part where this dude that he's out of Hollywood. There is a one verse in his lyrics that says, "The hills have eyes in California." It's a lot of wrong turns. That freaky deaky late night videos. I fucking love you. All right, so I just want to show you this flight, and I'm just gonna leave it like here. So this flight comes in from Auburn, and it flies to, which I'm not showing that because it's pointless. Like the first part of the flight, they go to the Truckee airport probably to gas up, to pick somebody up. I have no idea. I don't know what they're doing at the airport. All I know is they turn off their transponder, and then they turn it back on just to record another flight, which is them moving the helicopter from this side of the airstrip to this side of the airstrip, which is where this is here. Okay? And then they take off and they fly, and for whatever reason, they don't record that part of the flight, but they start recording it as they loop back through the Olympic Valley Alpine Meadows area. And you'll see here that the flight, which I'm going to correct this right now because it's going to get annoying. I'm going to take this altitude height off. Why is it still there then? Oh, because I clicked the wrong thing. Properties, altitude off. Thank you. So they turn the transponder on right here, right before, what's it say? Washoe Peak, which is to the southwest of Olympic Valley. Here is Alpine Meadows, Painted Rock. Okay, so here is Tahoe City, which this is where Sammy was going to have that one teen-to-teen meeting, but canceled for whatever reason. Yeah. I don't know if she canceled because they were flying a helicopter through, or what's what, because let me think about it. At the presser was August 10th. So on the 11th, they were going to do the Tahoe City teen-to-teen meetup. For whatever reason, she had to skedaddle. So this is August 12th, the next day. And they start in Olympic Valley through Alpine Meadows, loop up through Tahoe City, and go clear up this corridor. And then loop back down around. Come up, go through, oh, what's this region called? Incline Village? Isn't this what this region is called? Incline Village? I could be wrong. No, Incline Village is over here. Yeah, Incline Village is over there. Lake Forest, past the 300 Club, and then excuse me, my bad, wrong. They go past Cedar Flats, past Carnelian Bay. They go up to Tahoe Vista, around Kings Beach, to Crystal Bay, past the 300 Club, and then all along this corridor here, up into, what the hell is the name of this? What is the name of this freaking ski lodge here? The ski resort. I'm surprised its name isn't on here. Oh, what's this one called? I can't think of its name. Hold on, places. Oh, dude. Huh. What's the North Star logo look like? Does it have like a wheel or a star on it? Like a pointed star? I don't know. I got questions. Anyway, they go up past the 300 Club, come up this highway, which if I turn on the Cal Topo, you'll see where people searched all through here, which is crazy as well. Which is crazy because... Okay, so let's just rewind here. So on August 1st, she took a picture at Secret Beach, which is crazy because straight across Secret Beach is the 300 Club. This helicopter flight on August 12th went past the 300 Club, but they felt that going to Secret Beach was of no interest. Yet Kings Beach, Crystal Bay, where a lot of 911 calls were placed, I got some. Some of them, like these ones in through here, I had to get through Washoe County. I'm still going through all of these ones, but I do remember calls coming in about a car here, suspicious activity, like there was a bunch through here, which would explain why they came up in this area. But what's crazy is they checked past the Ritz-Carlton at Lake Tahoe, and they checked past North Star Ski Resort, which is crazy because there's a whole nother flight path, which is strange that they let that flight path be out there. Remember where they like zigzag through there? I think like J is for Justice covered that flight path. I think Grizzly covered that flight path, but nobody covered any of these other ones, and the ones that did were attacked. Yeah, the wall. Yep, the wall. Yeah, that's exactly, and that's what everybody tells me this is called. And for anybody that I've been trying to show what the wall is, okay? So there's literally a wall castle here, and if you go and actually look at it, it has its own escalator, which goes down to this, like, I don't know, y'all, just go look into it. It's up for sale right now. Isn't it for sale for like 65 million is what it's for sale for right now at the wall? And it's crazy because the 300 Club is here at the wall. And then you have this place here, which has so many, there's so many tunnels here that nobody really, I mean, if you've dug deep into like Las Vegas mobs, gone like Nevada, California mobs, and what the mobsters, a lot of Hollywood connection vibes going on here alongside tunnels. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I got questions. I got questions based upon other things that some people have said. I got questions about why this was a place of interest as well. And then it's crazy because I knew about the other information before I ever knew about this flight path. And I'm just wondering if this is the reason why people get attacked for looking at these flight paths. And why threats are made. Yeah, some elites, yep. Hella elites. And that's the thing is, like, through time, the names of those type of people have changed. We don't know them so much as, like, mobsters or mafia anymore as we know them as, like, the elite. Damn, dude, this flight. Okay, so I pretty much am just showing you guys this flight path. I will convert all of these flights, like I said. I'll just show you again. So far, what I have been able to find, there could be more. I am not 100% sure. There should be more. There's a lot of flights that are missing. There are 2 private flights that I have questions about. I've tried to find the hex information on those. I got their FAA registration information, who owns it. It's just crazy to me that the dude that has this one plane that is, it's able to literally land on water because it has those little skids on the bottom, that took that little private flight on August 19th. And it's just crazy how his path, like he normally does like elite private flights. Like, I'm not saying Epstein, but that style of flight, you know what I mean? Like, he does it for private known people. Like, people lease his services for a private flight with no transponder. Kind of like how, I guess, like, Hollywood stars or basketball players, popular people, whatever, would take this kind of flight. But it's just crazy to me, and I'll show you the flight here, because I don't have the, like, I can't get the transponder, so I don't have the full flight path. But let me just show you this private flight, this one right here. And then I'm going to hop off here. So this private flight specifically comes into Truckee to take off from Truckee, and this is all it does. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I did it now, no. Did y'all hear that? Anyway, it flies right through this tippy-toppy, like, Prosser Dam, past Prosser, and for whatever reason just loops around Stampede just to land again? Like, that's what somebody paid for this watercraft private flight? Oh no, I have questions. I know who the private owner is. No, I'm not going to put their name out there. But, I don't know, I just have a lot of questions. I have more questions than they'll ever probably give us answers, but I'm here for the answers, and I'm not going to stop until I get some. Yeah, Laura. Absolutely. So what I will do for the very end of this is I'm going to start this flight in 3D. And I'm just going to play a song to carry us out. And once the song's over, I'm going to end the live. I love you all so very much. Thank you for being here. God bless you all. Justice for Kiely Rodni, Trinity Bacchus, Dante De La Torre, Daniel Gallardo Jr., Anna Scott. There's so many. I can't even name them all anymore. I used to be able to name 26 off the top of my head. All right, let's go with, what's it, this flight? No, it's this one right here. Yep. And I'm going to skip through this flight to, because this is a 4-hour flight. This is the one that's 4 hours long. And I don't got time for all that. Play. Come on, play. What's going on? Why is this not playing now? Well, that's strange. Something strange in the neighborhood. Who you gonna call? Well, that's weird. Why won't you play? Huh. Right, here we go. All right, let me skip a little bit of this. Not that much, man. Why is this doing this? This is strange. This is very strange. It did not do this. All the times that I watched this, did not do this earlier. All right, I'll just do this. I'm going to play it. I'm going to fast forward this part right here. Close your eyes because it's going to make you very nauseous. Very nauseous. Very quickly. Poop. All right. Justice for Kiely Rodni. Kings Beach. Tahoe Tunnels. Welcome to the Wall.